Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Tone's Market Analysis for Sunday, January 22nd. This will be a quick show. I know I did one of these episodes on Thursday, so there's only been one more trading day. Just a quick follow-up. Mostly, I'll spend some time on Bitcoin because nothing else has happened in other markets. And I just wanted to get this video out there today, and I'll probably do another one probably on Tuesday and then maybe Thursday again. I'm not sure because I want to do an economics video, and I haven't been keeping up with a lot of the financial stuff over the last week because of being in Miami for a week, and I was away this weekend as well. Okay, so just a quick look. I'm not sure if the futures are updating yet. They start trading at 6 o'clock, but this particular website might be on a 10 or 15 minute delay, so we will get back to that tab. Here's the S&P 500 daily. Again, I'm only showing this because I do still have a short position, which is taking its sweet time materializing. This position is currently slightly in the red, and we'll see what happens next week. Trump got into the White House, and we'll see. Somebody sent me this video from Jim Rickards saying that China is going to devalue the yuan by 25% on Friday or Monday. I thought that was completely ridiculous. I tweeted it out immediately that I thought this was ridiculous. Hey, I could be wrong, right? We could wake up tomorrow morning and China devalued by 25 to 30%. I think that would be totally crazy. So I'm not expecting that to happen at all. But like I said, I could be wrong. I'm not on the inside. I'm just a guy looking at charts. All right. Actually, I don't know if it happened yet, right? Like, I've been away. I literally just got home and I want to shoot this video. All right, S&P weekly, same thing. We have a short-term top, in my opinion. There was this doji. Yeah, we technically broke it by a hair. So I'm still looking for a little bit of a pullback, but if it consolidates long enough, I'm expecting another bull run. Also, in a video by Jim Rickards, he was saying that if China does devalue 25%, he's expecting a U.S. stock market crash, which again, I'm not sure follows. All right, Dow Jones, one of the reasons why I shorted the S&P 500 was because the Dow Jones was significantly weaker. On Thursday, we had our lowest close in over a month. On Friday, we had a bit of a bullish day with the Trump inauguration, but we'll see what happens on Monday. Tomorrow's gonna be a really big day. Let's see how. Let's see what happens with Trump. Let's see if he signs any bills on his first day. He probably won't. So here's gold. So gold already started trading here Sunday night. It's up about $1 in gold. And like I said in the last video on Thursday, that this is a good looking trade right here. So I might actually be shorting gold tomorrow morning. We'll see where it is in the morning. I think gold might have a little more upside left. But we put in a 9 here. We put in a 9 here. If we start a 13 count, my counts are messed up here. So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, we got 2 more days, and then we'll have a 9, 13, 9. I know it's not visible, but I can do this math in my head. This isn't that complicated of an indicator. So gold might be topping here. And if we go above the 1220 area, 1250 looks like a reasonable top. All right, so here's gold. We're back at this is weekly gold. We're at the 50-day Fibonacci, which is a good resistance point. We can easily break this resistance point and go to the next Fibonacci line, which is exactly 1250. This is my this is my overall bounce. Actually, this would be a nice bounce. It would be great if gold goes to 1250. I would be a huge shorter of gold because 1250 was prior support where it bounced off of on a declining trend. We come back here, we hit the 200-week moving average, and then it could go all downhill. Now, if I'm wrong and gold continues to go up, we would need to close above 1400, and then perhaps I will admit that the bottom for gold is in. At the moment, I do not think that 1044 was a bottom, and I am still looking for sub 1,000 gold prices in 2017. Though I was also looking for sub 1,000 gold prices in 2016, and I was clearly wrong on that. And I know I haven't been making these videos for years, but I've been bearish gold for years. Those that went to Anarchapulco 3 years ago would have known that, because for a lot of the third annual Anarchapulco is coming up, and I'll be talking for the third year in a row. I'll be talking about shorting gold, and watch 300 people laugh at me for the third year in a row, and I will be right for the third year in a row. I expect to be right for the third year in a row, because I was certainly right in 2014 when I said gold's going lower, and I was certainly right in 2015 when I said gold's going lower. Yes, we bounced, and now I'm saying gold's going lower again. We bounced at the very end of the year. So in each of the last 2 Februaries, which would have been here, I said short gold, mid-February. Here I said short gold, and mid-February in 2015 was around here. I said short gold, and I was right both times. And now we're in, February 2016 was here, where I said short gold, and we're still lower than we were in February. And 2015 February was here. I said short gold. There was no Acapulco in 2014. It started in 15. But if there wasn't an Acapulco in 2014, I would have been telling people to short gold then as well. All right, oil. Let's just go through oil. I don't even have the daily chart of oil. I'm still looking at this reverse head and shoulders. I'll probably be doing an economic show where I'm going to talk about the fundamentals of oil, but I haven't been deterred from my short position, and from my long position, long oil. And I am looking for this head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, to materialize, and oil to go up before coming down. Okay, let's close all of these. And I'm gonna open, restore all, and while it's doing that, okay, so since I'm already plugging Anarchapulco, this is a pretty good conference. I mean, I like Jeff Berwick, but I am very disappointed in a lot of the speakers. If I was putting together a conference, some of these speakers wouldn't even be allowed through the door, not to mention actually speak at the event. I disagree greatly with many of the speakers. Let's pause that. On their views of the market and their business practices. I'm not going to name names, but I'm not on the front page, but I am speaking there. Also, since the next page is still loading, so I think I have another minute. Plug a few events. Also, right after the conference, there are these add-ons. There are boot camps as well. It's right here. Trading techniques, and I'm going to be teaching this by myself. And this will be a 1.5-day event. Just clicked on it so you guys can see the description. No, there are live viewers. Now I'm going to talk about Bitcoin in a minute once my once these chart loads, and they're almost loaded. And also, let's take a look at the futures again, see if China devalued and the market's going crazy, and they didn't, like I expected. So, all right. So the S&P is flat, oil is flat, gold hasn't updated yet for some strange reason. Gold is still flat. Yeah. So absolutely nothing happened over the weekend to cause any kind of issues in the market. So this is my little 2-day class for after Anarchapulco. It's $200, and honestly, that's not a lot. I'm not gonna, this is not like a get rich scheme or anything like that. This is just me teaching the basics of trading, the basics of technical analysis. If you're a professional trader or you trade for a living and you know technical analysis, the candlesticks, the moving averages, the gaps, the chart patterns, this class is probably not for you. This is really for beginners that kind of want to trade but have no idea what they're looking at in charts. Day 2 might be more interesting to you, which is where I'm going to pull up the live market, take a look and see like what trades I would be doing. So something like that. I'll also talk about, I've been trading for over 10 years, so I got plenty of stories for, great successes and enormous failures on certain trades. So that's kind of the course. It's really geared to beginner traders. It's not really for professional traders. I'm not going to give away any positions. I'm not going to talk about my proprietary strategies. This is more like teaching someone to drive and whether they can one day become a race car driver is how much effort they're willing to put into it. Okay, so done with plugging that. Also, there's a discount. Use TONE as an affiliate code. You should get a discount on the tickets to Anarchapulco, which really is a fun event. I'll be in Mexico for like almost 2 weeks in total for it. All right, let's get back to the charts. I'm going to talk about currencies, then I'm going to talk about Bitcoin. All right, so here's the US dollar. It's still coming down a little bit. I talked about it on Thursday. Not much to see here. We will see if this was the low. It might be 100's a nice round number. The daily chart isn't telling you much. Here's the weekly chart. And I was hoping, since we've broken above the Fibonacci line by a significant amount, I thought it would hold us up. Our next level of support for the dollar is literally the 100, which is the prior double top. And since I hate double tops, I knew we were going to break above it. We'll pull back to the double top. So at around 100, the dollar should start going back up again. I am very bullish the U.S. economy. I am very bullish the U.S. dollar. And if it doesn't, if we fall down, you have this 50-week moving average. And I understand the moving average hasn't been all that crazy useful, but it kind of is, right? Like here, we're staying below it. We go above it. It was support. It was resistance. It just doesn't, it's not clean, but it's been doing a fairly well job. The 200 week hasn't been doing anything. So this is just a temporary pullback in the dollar. Nothing really to be worried about. Like I keep saying, the one market where I am like blind with tunnel vision is the complete implosion of the euro and the European Union in general. We are back to 1.07. We can probably go back to 1.1, but that will probably be all she wrote, and then the euro will go to parity and lower. I've been saying for a while that the British pound has been unreasonably oversold. I got to get rid of these things that are in the way. And it's starting to pull back up a little bit. I had this trade. I probably entered this trade 2 weeks early. I shorted the euro against the pound over here on this shooting star candle, thinking it was the right shoulder. The right shoulder might have been made last week. These are weekly candles of the euro against the pound. And we should be going down here. So once the dollar starts to go back up a little bit, the euro is going to take a bigger nosedive than the British pound. I think it's great that the UK is trying to get out of the mess known as the European Union. Okay, Bitcoin. Good news. I am once again bullish Bitcoin across all time levels, across everything. Basically, this was a beautiful pullback. We now have a weekly candle that is completing today, and this, unless something happens in the next 12 hours, this candle would close above the previous red candle, completely covering it, creating the opposite effect of the prior two candles, green followed by a red. We're also going to close above that final Fibonacci of as long as we close above 915. So let's go straight to the daily chart. Oh, you know what? Now let's go back to the weekly. So once we cleared this 915 Fibonacci, I think it's open air back to all-time highs of 1150. And once we break above 1150, good things should happen. If you have Bitcoin, I wish I had more Bitcoin. So in a way, I kind of want to see one more crash in Bitcoin, but I doubt the universe will help me like that. Here is our daily chart. We are still within this channel. We had a minor scare where we fell slightly below this channel, and you can draw this channel on multiple exchanges and it will look slightly different. And this is Bitfinex. We fell a little bit below the channel. On a different exchange, it might not have fallen below the channel. It could have stayed within the channel, and this top could have hit the top of the channel. It really depends what exchange you are using. And I kept saying, even though there are tweets out there where I say 760 would be the perfect buy. And now I am looking for it to go up. We're at 917 now. All we got to do is close above 915 for a few days, and I will be fairly optimistic on Bitcoin. Here's the Brave New Coin Liquid Index. It hasn't yet updated. This price should update at 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern time, so in about an hour and a half. And the ticker for this is in the description to the video. It's a complicated ticker. It's weird. So just grab it from my description. It's a great index. I helped put it together, and the data goes all the way back to 2010. You only get daily data points, but if you're interested in more granular data, like up to 10 minutes across the exchanges inside this index, hit up contact Brave New Coin, and but this is not, it probably will not be free. This is a paid, you'd have to pay for that granularity of the data. Okay, so not much there. Okay, so here's the hourly chart. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the hourly chart, but it's looking good. I can even draw another bullish shape here, the ascending triangle. But I have this shape. I have this cup and handle, and then I have this bullish pennant, and we still have not realized the bullish target from the bullish pennant. And that bullish target sits at 950 USD, and I'm waiting for that to be hit fairly quickly. I have tweeted these things out. Here is the still, and I sent out, well, I didn't really send this one out. Let me see if I can put an arrow down here. I'll make it purple and that. All right, so this is this shape here. And I drew this arrow when I was doing the presentation in Miami, Friday the 13th in the evening. And you will see if I draw a straight line, this right here is the evening of Friday the 13th. That's when I drew this arrow saying that the fat part of the cup is $75. So you're looking at a $75 up move. And it should happen within 72 hours. I was wrong by 1 day. It happened within whatever 72 plus 24 is. So that's 96 hours. So in 96 hours, my target was hit. And currently we are in the 917 range. So we're here. And then the moment this pennant was forming, I tweeted out this picture with this insert of like the textbook definition of a bullish pennant. And so I'm still looking for the 950 target to be hit fairly soon. Okay, that's really all I have. Just a quick video. Wow, it still took like 20 minutes. I gotta try and make these shorter. But I also didn't talk about a lot of things, which I may on the next one. We have live viewers. I'm seeing questions. Let me scroll through the live chat and take a look. I try not to. I see the question, Agurta. I don't want to read your question on live air. People have emailed me about this, and I've advised everyone, don't just trust people, and definitely don't hand people money you're not willing to lose. And that's all I can say. Question. Do you think the current PBOC probing into Bitcoin exchanges is related to them cleaning up the leverage, fraud, etc., in preparation to some kind of a public acceptance of Bitcoin by PBOC? No, I don't think that at all. I think again, this is just opinion. I have no idea what's going on there. I do have a channel to talk to some of the guys over in China, but I'd rather just speculate. If I had to take a guess, I would say the PBOC recognizes what Bitcoin is, and they are very unhappy with with Bitcoin being used for capital flight. But they're also smart enough to know that there isn't all that much they can really do about it. But they are looking at the leverage, and they probably are looking at that zero-fee trading. They just don't want panic. They don't want their citizens to panic, and they don't want the government to be held responsible if there is a Mt. Gox situation in China. So they're taking a look, making sure that these companies aren't scamming their people. Again, this is just opinion. And also, they're going to be interested in the whole KYC process. So one thing that may come out of this is that Americans might have a bit of an issue trading on Chinese exchanges. And they're going to want to KYC the Chinese people to prevent them from using Bitcoin for capital flight. Yeah, the ayahuasca is taking place, but I don't think I conflict with it. Though after the ayahuasca, you may not be up for any kind of logical thinking. But yeah, let me see. Did I close that already? Oh man, I guess I closed it. Hold on a second. Control Shift. Let me pull up that website one more time. All right, let me see if there's any other questions. Europe is unstable. Yeah, Europe is very unstable, and the whole refugee crisis is like lighting the match. End of January, $1,000 Bitcoin, where we got about 8 days. Yeah, probably. I can definitely see that. That's reasonable. That's not way out there. End of February, more likely, but yeah. Webbot predicted 1,400 in February. I have no idea what a Webbot is. Will USD go up even if Trump tries to devalue the US dollar to boost US job market? The Trump does not have the ability to devalue the US dollar, and Trump will learn that very, very quickly. The reason Trump doesn't have the ability to devalue the US dollar is because Bernanke and Obama tried that by printing trillions of dollars, and it did nothing. It only strengthened the dollar. The problem is that the dollar is a world reserve currency, and there's absolutely nothing the government can do about it, the US government. So you can devalue money against the US dollar because everyone wants the US dollars. No one outside of, if you're around the world, if you don't want your local currency, you're gonna want the dollar. Like no one in South America wants euros, right? No one in Asia wants euros. No one wants Japanese yen. The Chinese yuan, if they let it float and see what it does, maybe people would want it. But right now, with the Chinese government just dictating the rate of the yuan, it might be helping the Chinese government and their economy, but the world will not trust the Chinese yuan until it's a more free-floating currency and it gains acceptance and confidence by the global public. So Trump can say he's going to devalue the dollar, but there's absolutely nothing he can do about it. What do I think about China trading in micro BTC? It doesn't matter to me. If you need Bitcoin, you need Bitcoin. Okay, here's the thing, right? Like people are like, oh, we need mass adoption. We need the normal person. Not really. Look, I've had my close friends know I've been in Bitcoin for 4 years. One friend has bought some Bitcoin out of like 100 friends that I have and had before I joined Bitcoin, right? Look, you don't need Bitcoin until you need Bitcoin. Going to micro Bitcoins is not going to make a difference. And you know what? Until a person sees Bitcoin for what it is and actually wants and needs Bitcoin, he doesn't need it. Getting him into Bitcoin is only going to make things worse because he doesn't know how to deal with private keys. They'll probably leave all their money on Coinbase and then deal with tax issues, or they'll put their monies in the Chinese exchanges, and then who knows what's going to happen with regulation. Like, my advice is don't get your friends involved unless they come to you and they're asking you to show them Bitcoin, or you know people that actually need Bitcoin. But other than that, so going to micro BTC, that's not really relevant to me. Yeah, I think you have to like I think you have to pay for the conference and then pay for the add-on because it's an add-on to the conference. Just the conference itself, there was one day before the conference is TDV, International Investment Summit. I spoke at it last year. I'm not speaking at it this year. It's one day. I can't advise you one way or another. You have to make your own decisions. But if you buy a ticket to the regular conference, which I think is about $250, you can then take my add-on, which is March 2nd to the 3rd. Oh, and it looks like I am conflicting with the ayahuasca, which is on March 2nd. It was supposed to be on March 1st originally, which is unfortunate. Had I known, I probably would have moved my thing to 1st and 2nd. Yeah, the scheduling was tough. I guess it's too late for me to move mine to 1st and 2nd. When we were talking about the schedule, I didn't want to conflict with ayahuasca. I also didn't want to conflict with Sasha Day Game. And those are the only two people I didn't want to conflict with. Sasha Day Game, the dating summit, and ayahuasca. And it looks like I'm conflicting with both of them. So, oh well, if I only get 2 or 3 people, I only get 2 or 3 people. They'll just get to benefit more. Those 3 people. Do you make arbitrage on Bitcoin? I don't, and it's a really long story that I'm not going to get into as to why I don't trade Bitcoin. Don't want to get into it today. I also want to watch the Patriots play, and the game starts in about 5 minutes. In my opinion, is speculation or fundamentals driving the price of Bitcoin? Fundamentals are driving the price of Bitcoin. Speculation drives the spikes. So I would say if I look at a daily chart of Bitcoin here, right? So fundamentals are driving the trend. You can't do anything about the trend. This trend from the day of the Greek crisis to today, this upward trend is driven by fundamentals. Now, each of these spikes is driven by speculators. Like here are people panicking because of Mike Hearn. Here are people panicking because of Mike Hearn again for the second time. Here is that triple M, or at least that was one of the culprits, the triple M. Here is the halving. It drives up to the top of the channel because of anticipation of the halving, and then it crashes. Buy the rumor, sell the news, even though the halving is not that much of a rumor, right? And then this right here is that China leverage, and then we have this crash because of the regulators, and also there was two reasons for this. So also the first reason was China increased the value of their currency unexpectedly, and the second reason was the regulators at the Chinese exchanges, right? So these spikes within the trend is speculation. The trend itself is fundamental. No one can change the overall trend. There's no manipulation here. This is why I argue with the gold promoters. The trend is down. Trend's been down for 4 years. It's not like, I'm sorry, gold has not been manipulated for 30 years. I still think it's ridiculous. You can show me all the anyway. I'm getting frustrated again. You can show me all the Deutsche Bank secret documents you want. It's impossible to manipulate a trend for 30 years. I think it's impossible to manipulate a trend for 2 years, for God's sakes. Forget 30. Do you think leverage volume will just move to other exchanges? BitMax, which will take market share? Maybe. I mean, I used to trade on BitMax. I found it very frustrating. Maybe. BitMax is irrelevant, though, because BitMax doesn't trade the underlying security. So the Chinese exchanges trade both, right? So you can do direct arbitrage within the exchange between the futures market and the underlying market. When you go to BitMax and then you try to run arbitrage against others, you'll really need to do it mechanically. And yeah, BitMax might take it up, but I don't think it matters. Is Counterparty a scam? I don't know anything about Counterparty. I've tried to understand Counterparty, and every time I attempted to understand Counterparty, it just sounds like a stupid idea to me. I don't know if it's a scam or not. I don't understand the use case of Counterparty. I don't understand Counterparty, but I haven't really researched Counterparty either. I need to study more of it. So I don't really have much of an opinion. Sorry, guys, I'm reading. There's a lot of comments here, still looking for questions. Oh, someone's asking what ayahuasca is, and I think someone already answered it. Yeah, so ayahuasca ceremony is supposed to be like an outer body experience because of, you know what? I honestly don't know. I've never done it. I don't do psychedelics. I don't even do prescription. Like I usually turn down like medicine from a doctor, so I don't touch any of that stuff. But hey, it's good for some. What are the implications when selling Bitcoin for cash at a local Bitcoin ATM machine? Is this a good idea in remaining anonymous? No, it's a terrible idea. The Bitcoin ATM machines do take your personal information, as far as I know. So you might be selling it for cash, but it's no different than selling it through Coinbase, through your bank account. So, I mean, the ATM machines are good for people that don't have bank accounts, But if you have a bank account, you might as well use Coinbase instead of an ATM machine. Yeah, I mean, ATM machines are good, but they're not an anonymous form of buying and selling. All right, guys, no more questions. This is a good time to leave it. I'm going to catch the rest of the football playoffs. The Packers are now out. That was a tough game to watch, and I'll leave it at that. Someone's asking me about BTCE. BTCE is an anonymous exchange. They are not a scam yet, but invest at your own risk. Put your Bitcoin there at your own risk. Do I have thoughts on ETC and ETH? I have plenty of thoughts on ETC and ETH. Please go to my blog, libertylifetrail.com, put in the words Ethereum, put in the words Classic, put in the words ETC, put in the words ETH into the search bar, and you will see many videos where I've talked about the subject. And there'll be more videos coming up. People in the beginning of the chat asked me about my new upcoming blog, which I already started filming. It's a video blog. It is called Crypto Scam. I will release the first episode and probably even the second episode sometime this week when I have time to edit it a little bit. And right now I'm getting into my busy time of trading because it's earnings season. So I got a few long weeks coming up. And if you're in Toronto, come out Monday, February 6th. I'm speaking at one of the biggest meetups in the world. We're expecting a crowd of about 300 to 400 people for that one. All right, guys, signing off. Good luck trading, and hope you are going to enjoy this Bitcoin run in the near future.